Welcome to the Beyond the Diagnosis podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Kylie Burton. If you have been told that your blood work is normal, yet you feel awful, well, this is the place for you, because whether you have a diagnosis or not, I'm going to teach you how to turn those normal labs into real answers, healing, and hope. So grab your blood work. Come join me.
When it comes to parasites, because everybody says they're terrible and they're the cause of everything, we need to get rid of them. And you're like, wait a second, I ate parasites to be helpful. And
they can be helpful, or at least they weren't dangerous, as we are led to believe. I was basically living an ignorant, arrogant, and disrespectful life. What do I mean? Ignorant of my true, authentic self. Let's build that up. True, authentic self, meaning I am the author and creator of my reality, which means I have to have personal responsibility for this, for what I was doing in here. And I was completely unaware of that, never heard of it, never felt it until that question. And then the second arrogant thing is I knew I was doing things that were not good for my body or mind. Absolutely. Absolutely. And so arrogantly, I would do them. And I would think I could just take this life for granted, that I could just plow through it. Yeah,
you're only 29. You're invincible.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, sure. Especially if you have a few drinks in you, you're even more invincible. So to make a long story short, I had to go through 6 years of chemotherapy, radiation. I had bone marrow transplant. I had tumors in my spine that grew into the psoas muscle, some in the ribs. And at the end of 4 years of that journey, I felt like I had a little bit of a break because I was working hard to answer that question internally. And I knew that cancer was, the treatment was going to buy me time to answer that question, because I knew I didn't have a deficiency in chemotherapy is why I have cancer. I didn't have that. So that's not the way I would say to prevent cancer. You give people chemo. No, it's how I'm living. The most painful thing of my journey was that I was responsible for it. I must be toxic. I have to be. All this chemotherapy, all this stuff that I used to drink and eat and party, whatever, I must be toxic. Then I thought the water, we used to filter the water to test the water. So then that was my blood system. So I was like, my blood's got to be toxic too. So I've got to filter that. I've got to find a way to clean that out. And Native American Indians would say that if you have trouble in your life, it's because you're carrying the beliefs of others through your bloodstream. You don't have your own authentic voice carrying through your blood. It's being crowded out by other people's belief. So I thought, okay, I have to detoxify that from a mental point of view. And lo and behold, I made the connection that the soil was the same thing as our digestive tract from mouth to anus. It's the same. The earth's fertility, the soil, is mirrored in our digestive system. And so I said, if the soil is toxic with all this mess and it's probably shy of bacteria. And then I said, I might be shy of bacteria. And then it clicked. I said, holy shit, from that bone marrow transplant, I had a low grade, unconscious fear of microbes. And I said, I have to enter that fear. And I have to get a relationship, a symbiotic relationship with the microbial world that's connected to the earth element. So I wasn't grounded. And that meant everything about the digestive system. So I emailed a mentor, and he sent me a book and some resources for doing a probiotic reflorestation program. In other words, putting probiotics up the rectum to re-inoculate the colon. And it had about a 4-day process to actually prepare the soil, so to speak, for the implantation of these seeds of these bacteria. Once I started doing that, it took me about 2 weeks to 3 weeks. Once I started doing that, the tumor started shrinking almost immediately. And a lot of people get caught up on the action that it was doing it. It was really preceded by my thinking. So my thinking was, this is what's right for me. This is my belief system I'm going to explore. It was totally unique and authentic. And so therefore the action makes it look like the probiotic was the cure, but it's not. It's the thinking and the action that actually started stimulating the
It's the mental, the emotional, plus the physical.
Yes.
all in one.
And that's why someone could do what I did and it won't work, because it doesn't come from them. It didn't emanate from them. And so I started to think about this germ theory of microbes, and I started to actually have to let dogs kiss me. I had to play with dogs, not wash my hands, eat with dirty hands. I had to open up a full relationship with ants. I had to lie on the grass and let bugs crawl on me, naked if I could, or just as bare-skinned as I could, just to let the insects crawl all over me, just like you were a little kid. And we've gotten afraid of them because for the most part, the entire medical model is built on the germ theory. And you need to be afraid of them. And then we have the answer and solution to your fear. And then the chemical industry and all the household products, the personal care products, personal hygiene products, all your kitchen products, everything is designed to kill the germ. So it's just nature saying, I'm here to help you. And you want to kill me. I'm trying to wake you up to live a more conscious life and learn how to live more in accordance with nature's laws and your true authentic nature. I'm not here to harm you. I'm not here to do that. You're doing it for yourself. You're doing that to yourself. You know it. There's definitely things you know that you're doing that you shouldn't be doing. It's fact. It's a fact. And then you'll keep doing it, and you'll take your parasitic cleanse, and then you'll keep doing your thing, and then the parasites will come back again when it's needed. And then you're like, I've been doing these for 15 years. They just keep coming back. I'm like, yeah, because you're not in relationship with them. You're at war with them, and they will win.
Yeah, they're good.
They will win. They are way, way more intelligent than you and I and all of humanity put together.
And we've been deemed parasites as the bad guys.
Yeah.
So many people are like, oh, it's just parasites. It's just parasites. Kill the parasites. Kill the parasites. And yet, as we're discussing here, it's not that they're bad guys, and it's not that the bacteria is bad guys. It's that we are, one, at war with them, so they're going to defend themselves.
Yeah, everything wants to survive. Everything in life wants to survive.
And two, they're a lot smarter than we ever will be.
4.5 billion years or so of their
three,
evolution.
it's like the environment that not only are we surrounded in, the earth, the soil, and everything with it, but we have an environment inside our bodies. And with that environment comes a variety of bacteria, fungi, viruses, parasites. I mean, I always talk about it as low-grade, infections that are causing damage, but is it the infection causing damage, or is the lack of healthy environment? So detox and re-inoculate your microbiome. But more than just, we always think about probiotics are the good guys. Probiotics, fungi, viruses, parasites, they can all be good guys.
Yeah.
In fact, they are good guys. It's us that are deeming them the bad guys.
It's been postulated a long time, 100 years ago, by Rudolf Steiner, that viruses emanate from inside the cell. It's actually created from us as a mechanism to help us upgrade. The wisdom of the body is infinite, and we don't trust that wisdom.
Hey, if you're new here, welcome aboard. If you're coming back, welcome back. I'm coming back as well. In fact, we're going to have new episodes every Wednesday right here on the Beyond the Diagnosis podcast. If you love what you just listened to and love what you've been listening to, I would be honored to have you leave a review. Leave it on the place where you listen to your podcast, so that way more people can find this podcast and get answers from their blood work as well. I'm Dr. Kylie, and I'll see you next week.